Serious Call is easily becoming, if not already, my favorite Warhammer character. Some of my favorite characteristics in storytelling, and especially when it comes to characterization, is intelligence and complexity. And Cawl is a practically a personification of that to the T. After reading these two series back to back, I'm not finished through Gene Father, but what I have read is just like, oh my god. Let's go more into what I mean in terms of those two characteristics. Call is smart enough to realize, at least in terms of the Imperium, that there's not many minds that can match him. He is confident in that fact. But Call is also intelligent enough to realize that despite that fact, he is not always going to be right. And a lot of these factors get showcased perfectly in terms of his sentient simulacrum slash creations. The Primus, his Cawl inferiors that I referred to, the Gilliman simulacrum. He created all of these as separate mindsets to help challenge his own for that very reason. Then we add on his intellectual interactions with other entities, because like I noted, that's been specified in the Imperium. He's also a heavy hitter intelligence-wise when it comes to other galactic threats, specifically the Necrons, and multiple Necrons have given Cawl his credit for that very fact. His uniqueness, his willingness to go beyond what the Mechanicums typically, allowed to do, his ingenuity, creativeness, there's so many factors about Cawl that makes him a top-tier intellect. And then both those factors coalesce perfectly when his interaction with a specific Necron, Trazen. Because like I noted, Cawl realizes that he might be one of the smartest minds of the Imperium, but not all the galaxy. So he, when Trazen actually gives him mental help, at least in terms of technological advice when it comes to building those pylons, he takes it he takes it to heart. Not only because he feels like he's lacking in a way, he also knows that there is more potential to what he can do and become. In other words, Trazen was practically Call's gateway to higher intelligence, at least in terms of understanding the fabric or foundation of the universe itself. And this all goes back to the pylons and the Gene Father and the whole story that book is trying to portray, because Cawl, again, he understands he's a genius. But when it comes to achieving this specific goal with the pylons and shutting down the rift, he feels like he's lacking in a way, not just in terms of his intelligence, but in terms of letting down all of humanity. The pressure that's building up on Cawl is, again, that humanistic factor that I was talking about earlier, and how it's affecting him and his views and how he wants to go on about his own future. And it ties into the Gilliman simulacrum and his own simulacrums, because again, he wants other people's opinions in terms of his own intellect to help push him to these higher limits. Call's character is such a perfect culmination of intelligence and complexity. Like I noted, those two factors, like I noted, the complexity, the intelligence, the fact that he's turning machine, or the whole ideology of Mechanicum and how he kind of twists that to a unique factor specific to himself. Cawl is a phenomenal character in 40K, and I can't wait to read more about him for real.